Good morning, everyone. Today we'll start with the next part of the Kadida Purushi Adhyaya. In the last class, we have studied about the three types of Purusha, that is Shaddatvatmaka Purusha, Chetana Dhatu, that is Ekadhatuja Purusha, and Chaturvimshati Tattvatmaka Purusha, and the importance of this Purusha. And the next is so in the Charak Samhita, the sequence is after the explanation of Chaturvimshati Tattvatmaka Purusha, it starts with the Manas. Why? Because in the Chaturvimshati Tattvatmaka Purusha, in the previous shloka, so the first component is Manas. So that's why the next topic after the Purusha, description of Purusha, is the Manas. So sequentially, they have explained regarding the Manas as well as Indriya, Indriyartha, and other components of Chaturvimshati Tattvatmaka Purushas. So that's why today we will discuss regarding the Mano Lakshana as well as Guna. So coming to the Manas plays a very important role in the Swastha as well as the disease. So for the Swasthya as well as the Roga Utpatti, so Mana plays very important role. So as we all know, it is one of the component of Ayu also. So Sharira, Indriya, Sattva, Atma, Sanyoga, Dhari Jivitam, Nityaga Anubandhascha Paryayar Ayuruchyate. So as Sattva or Manas is also one of the component of Ayu, so maintenance of this Manas is also very important. As we also know the definition of Swastha, that is Samadosha Samagnischa Samadhatu Malakriyaha Prasanna Atma Indriya Mana Swastha Itya Vidiyati. So for the Swasthya, Prasanna Atma Indriya Mana is also very important. It is not only the Dosha Dhatu as well as Mala, but also the Atma Indriya as well as Manas. So in this regard, so Manas plays a very important role in the Swasthya, maintenance of Swasthya as well as the production of disease. So next we will see the Lakshanas of Manas explained in Charaka Samhita Sharirasthana. लक्षणं मनसो ज्ञानस्य अभावो भाव एव च सति आत्मेन्द्रियार्थानां सन्निकर्षे न वर्तते वैवृत्यान् मनसो ज्ञानं सान्निध्यात् तच्च वर्तते. So what are the lakshanas of Manas? So how we are going to understand the Manas? That is by Jnanasya Bhava and Abhava. So these are the main two lakshanas of Manas. So Jnanasya Bhava, so presence of knowledge as well as absence of knowledge. So on the basis of these two things we are going to assess the Manas. Lakshanam Manaso Jnanasya Abhava and Jnanasya Bhava. So how we are going to get the knowledge? So knowledge is produced only when there is connection between the Atma, Indriya, Indriyartha and Manas. So that has been explained in the next line, that is Sati Atma Indriya Arthanam Sannikarshe. So Jnana is produced only when there is connection between, that is called as Sannikarsha. Sannikarsha is the Sanyoga or the connection between Atma, Indriya, Indriyartha. So when Jnana produces, when there is connection between these along with Manas. Na vartate means Jnana will not be produced when there is Vaivrityan Manaso. When Manas, Vaivritya refers to the when there is no connection or when Mana is not in contact with this Atma, Indriya and Indriyartha, then knowledge will not be produced or Jnana is Abhava. Vaivrityan Manaso Jnanam Sannidhyat Taccha Vartate. The word meaning of Sannidhya is to combine or to get attached. Sannidhyat Taccha Vartate Jnanam. So Jnana or the knowledge will be produced when there is Sannidhya, when Mana get contact with the Atma, Indriya and Indriyartha. So this is the process of how the knowledge is produced and how there is absence of knowledge. So Manas is understood by Jnanasya Bhava and Jnanasya Abhava. So that has been explained. in this shloka. So the last line is Anutvam atacha ekatvam dvau gunau manasaha smrutau. When we see a particular thing, so whatever the thing which has been seen by through our indriyas, so all the things we cannot remember. So when we go out somewhere, so whatever the things come in contact with our indriyas, okay, everything we cannot remember, or everything whatever has been seen by our indriyas we cannot grasp or we cannot remember. Only few things are seen. So by this what we will come to know that there is some factor which is responsible for this thing. So that is called as manas. Manas is responsible for this jnanasya bhava and jnanasya abhava. So why this happens? If we consider, why we won't consider atma and indriya behind jnanasya bhava and jnanasya abhava? If we consider atma behind this, then whatever we see, atma is considered as a vyapaka. It is present everywhere. So if we consider atma is a factor behind this, then whatever we see, everything should be grasped or everything should be remembered. But it is not happening. When we consider indriya is responsible for this thing, then whatever the things we see, or all the indriyas should function at a time. If indriya is considered as a karana, then all the indriyas should function at a time, but it is also not happening. So why this happens is because of the two gunas of manas, that is the anutva as well as ekatva of the manas. So anutva is not mahat, so it is concentrating on the specific space. Okay, it cannot concentrate on everything. So whenever we see something, so manas can concentrate on only particular objects. So when you are listening to me now, so you can concentrate on only the things whatever I am saying, but you cannot concentrate whatever is happening outside your home or whatever is happening in the kitchen. So if your manas is at some point, so that is happening because of the anutva guna of the manas. That is, it can concentrate on only one particular space. It is not vyapaka. That is called as anutva. So what is ekatva? Ekatva is only one. Manas is only one, not many. So because of this thing, so there is jnanasya bhava and jnanasya abhava. To understand the anutva and ekatva guna of the manas, so Acharya Chakrapani has given some nidarshana or the nyayas to explain how this anutva and ekatva guna of the manas function. So there are two nyayas which have been explained in Indriyopakramaniya of Charaka Samhita Sutrasthana. So there also they have considered manyness of the manas, how manas exhibits in the many forms. Okay, in the commentary of that shloka, they have explained two nyayas which refers to the anutva and ekatva guna of the manas. So what are those nyayas? So one is the Shashkuli Bhakshana Nyaya or Dirgha Shashkuli Nyaya or Shatapatra Veda Nyaya or Utpalapatra Veda Nyaya. So what are these two nyayas we're going to deal with? Dirgha Shashkuli Bhakshana Nyaya, the maxim of the eating of an elongated Shashkuli. So here the Shashkuli is nothing but the elongated food cake. So you can see in the picture, it is somewhat like this one. So what this Nyaya says, okay, so it is explaining regarding the fastness of the manas, or it is the anutva as ekatva guna, how it is explained. So whenever we are eating a particular thing, that is the Shashkuli, so first is the one indriya is acted on that object, that is we see that object, that is the Chakshurindriya. So whenever it comes in contact with Rasanendriya, then Rasanendriya will be acted. So like this, we think that all the indriyas are working at a time. So we hear the sound of that Shashkuli while eating. Okay. So like this, we feel that all the indriyas are acting at a time. But it is not happening so. Because of the anutva and ekatva guna of the manas, it is in such a fast movement that we cannot perceive that fastness of the manas. Like whenever we are touching that object, so manas is in contact with sparshanendriya. That's why we feel a particular thing. And whenever that object comes in contact with the rasanendriya, immediately the manas will transfer from sparshanendriya to the rasanendriya. And whenever there is a production of sound, immediately the manas will transfer to the shabda or the shrotendriya. So the movement of manas is such a fast that we cannot perceive that fastness, or we cannot guess that one. So that is called as because of the anutva as well as ekatva guna, or that is dirgha shashkuli bhakshana nyaya. The another nyaya is shatapatra vedanyaya. So what this nyaya says is, it is a maxim of the piercing 100 lotus petals. So what this is going to explain, this maxim is used to picturize the situation in where the things were happening one by one or one after the another, but not simultaneously. So whenever we are piercing a bundle of papers, that is the best example is that when we staple a bunch of papers, we feel that at a time it is happening, the process, but it is not the same. So it is happening one by one. So whenever we are touching an object, so the manas is going in contact with the sparshanendriya. So immediately when we take it to the mouth, then it is coming in contact with the rasanendriya. So that is in the form of shatapatra vedanyaya. Means shatapatra means 100 lotus petals. Whenever it is pierced, it looks like it is piercing at a time, but in fact it is not the same. It is happening one after the other. Now we have seen the lakshana as well as guna of manas. So there is some another concept in the Charaka Sutrasthana Indriyopakramaniya. So where they have explained the manyness of the manas. There are certain factors which are responsible for manyness of the manas. So which appears, it appears like a many, even though it is anu as well as eka. So it appears many because of some factors. Which are those factors we are going to see. स्वार्थ इंद्रियार्थ संकल्प व्यभिचारणाच्च अनेक एकस्मिन् पुरुषे सत्वं रजस्तमः सत्वगुण योगाच्च न च अनेकत्वं न हि एकम् एककालम् अनेकेषु प्रवर्तते तस्मात् न एककाल सर्वेन्द्रिय प्रवृत्तिः. So there are certain factors which are responsible for the anekatva of manas. Like we feel that manas is aneka or many. So because of certain factors, manas appears as many. Which are those factors? That is the first factor is swartha. Swartha refers to the manoartha, that is chintya vicharya uya deya. The next is the indriyartha, shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandha. The third one is sankalpa. Sankalpa means the identifying the guna as well as dosha in a particular thing, that is the sankalpa. The fourth factor is triguna, raja, tama and sattva. Because of these things we think that manas is having manyness. For example, swartha means chinta. Manas, when manas is thinking about a particular thing, okay, when it is thinking about a dharma, then we call it as a dharma chintak. When it is thinking about the artha, it is considered as the artha chintak. So that is called as swartha. And indriya, so when a particular thing is we are seeing, then it is chakshurendriya. So manas is connected towards chakshurendriya. When it is comes in contact with the sparshanendriya, then the karya is different. When it is comes in contact with the rasanendriya, then the karya differs. So that is the indriyartha. Sankalpa, so whenever a particular thing is we are going to purchase, we see the guna as well as dosha, thinking about the guna and dosha of a particular thing. Okay, according to that the mana differs. And according to triguna, so whenever the manas is rajoguna bahula, then a person will act in a different way. So he will be having krodha. So whenever a person is having tamoguna pradhana, he will be having some other gunas. So whenever a person is having sattva guna, then he will be having certain sattvika guna predominance, that is satya, shauchadi. When it is tamo bahula, then it is ajnana, bhayadi. When it is rajo bahula, then it is krodhadi. So according to this, we think that manas is having many, but in reality, so these are just the upadhi vedas according to swartha, indriyartha, sankalpa as well as triguna. So manas is considered as many, but in reality, manas is only one as well as anu. So these are considered only as the upadhi veda. And in the same manner, indriyas are also work one after the other, not at a time. Tasmat na ekakala sarvendriya pravrittihi. With this, we complete the mano lakshana as well as guna and anekatva of the manas, which has been explained in the Indriyopakramaniya of Charak Samhita. So there are two references regarding the manas. One is the Sharirasthana of the Charak Samhita, first chapter, as well as the Indriyopakramaniya, that is the Sutrasthana of Charak Samhita. So where the guna of manas has been explained, that is regarding the anutva as well as ekatva. Thank you.